Lenny, what an absolutely crazy game to watch. What was it like to be a part of?
Honestly, I don't understand what happened. That was crazy. You know, the fans, they were crazy. They really helped us to do it. And yeah, really proud of us.
At 4-2 down in extra time, what's going through your mind?
Honestly, a lot of things, you know, it's difficult. But when you hear the fans, even with 4-2, you know you can do it. And when we scored the penalty...
Manchester United are through to the semi-final of the Europa League. How do you feel? Because I'm absolutely exhausted.
I'm more than exhausted. Everything in my body's gone. I felt every emotion. But let me tell you one emotion I thought in that second half of that game. Manchester United Football Club was on its knees. The fans were on its knees. It needed a miracle, even with 10 men. And it went to 10 men in injury time. And they were in the lead. I couldn't believe it. Where was the miracle coming from? Then it was 4-2. You all seen what happened. But let me tell you something. We was cruising. We was cruising in that game, 65 minutes, but we kept falling back. You can't do that. And then they came on, and then United just couldn't get out, couldn't create, and the panic set in. There was no need for it. But let me tell you something. Everybody who was at that game, everyone who watched it, that game will live in their memory, because there's only some games like that in your lifetime. You see, the 99 final comes out right away because of its last few minutes. What happened? That game there tonight was exactly the same. It's a game for the memory bank, and let's hope something positive comes from that result tonight. Can we get to the final? They've got to do better than that.
They've got to do better than that, but that tells you that it's going to take some stopping. Even in adversity, when we're on our knees, and we were literally on our knees, I was on your back, we were crawling all over the gaff. Yeah. And for us to come back the way they did tonight, I mean, I can't even hardly remember. I've got to be honest with you out there. I can't remember much of the game because I'm still on much of a high up there. I feel like doing it all over again.
I couldn't do that again. I don't know what he's talking about here. He wants to put me through. No one should go through that again as a football fan. We was 2-0 up. We could have been more up. We could have killed the game well before. But what you've got to look at, the Kobe Mainu comes on. That's his position. That's what he wants to. Harry Maguire. We was jokingly the other week. Harry Maguire's a centre forward. That was a centre forward's header. He didn't just head it. He guided it. Normally he has criticism when he heads it. It bounces off his head and that. But what a goal. The fans were rushing back in the ground. They couldn't believe what was going on. The football, I'm not really sure what to say about it because it's flashed past me now. I'm in shock. Listen, in that second half when we come back, the computer's gone over. The lights have gone over. The chairs have gone over. Everything's destroyed in here. We've had to build it up and fix it back. But everyone in that ground was limbs. They were on the floor. They were crawling on the floor. They were standing on each other. That's what that game give you. It give you everything. And I'm only hoping that tomorrow, right, people will look at it in the club. The players will look at it and it can get us where we want to go. And that is to the Europa League and win it. I'm just, the words can't come out.
Minutes. We was minutes away.
Minutes?
Yeah, I'm getting knocked out.
I hope you guys can see this. See this kid here. This is how it starts. This is how it's always starts for a lot of us. This is the type of emotional roller coaster that Manchester United put us on. Us as fans, we go on an emotional. For the past couple of years, every time they play, we go on an emotional roller coaster. Look at this young lad. It was sad and it was amazing at the same time. To see his tears turn into joy at the same time was amazing, and that was a beautiful picture of his dad picking him up and them enjoying themselves. And that's what football does to you. That's why football is so amazing. That's why football is so great, because moments like these happen. And I'm glad that I witnessed this with my own two eyes. I watched it and I enjoyed it. And then, I'm going to be going on at the people that left the stadium early. A lot of people left the stadium because they thought that it was done and over with. But if you know that this is what Manchester United put us through, and this is what Manchester United do to us all the time, why are you going to go leave the stadium? Because anything can happen in football. Anything is possible. And I just want to commend the players. Them a lot of people, they're going to curse a lot of players and stuff like that. I'm not going to curse none of the players them, because you know what? The guys them that was on that pitch, they got behind each other and they played for each other and they got the result. I don't care how it ended. I don't really care much about what happened in it, because Manchester United has put us on a roller coaster ride every single game. Listen, my stress level, last night I had to go take my blood pressure tablet because my stress level just went straight to the roof when I saw a 10-man Leon, score on Manchester United and was leading Manchester United. When it got to 4-2, I felt sick. But guess what? I sat down and I decided in my mind, I'm going to ride this out. And trust me, them last 5 minutes, I didn't even get to see the Kobe Mainoo goal. I'm not lying. I got up for that. I went, I think that's when I went to go take my tablet, because my blood pressure was through the roof. But I watched the highlights of that goal, and believe you me, I felt the passion of every Manchester United fan that was in that stadium when that goal went in. And Harry Maguire, I call him Capo. Capo, when my Capo headed that ball in, I'm telling you, I think every single mistake and everyone that cursed him over the years had, the respect. I had a lot of respect for him, for sticking with Manchester United, for sticking it, because we've dragged Harry Maguire through the mill. He needs to leave. He's not good enough for Manchester United. And to see them down last night and they turned up, and they turned up for the fans, and they turned up for their club. And that's all we ask for. Listen, the moment when that goal went in, and I saw all the celebration, and I saw all the hugging, and see all the tears turn into laughter. This is what we ask for. This is all we ask for. Listen, when they're playing and it looks like some guys are putting in the effort and some guys are not putting in the effort, that's why we curse and we complain. When we see you guys go down like that, even though you were leading in the first half and we looked like we was in a pole position, but Leon is a good team, so I'm not going to put against it, and we've not been playing good this season. But when I saw you guys got with each other, I saw Bruno directing traffic, directing the press. A lot of people are gonna curse Garnacho for a lot of stuff, but trust me, the lad ran his socks off. You could see that he was when he came off the pitch, he was tired. Kobe Mainoo came on and he was running left, right, and center. And Bruno Fernandes, I've always said this: where if Bruno Fernandes stopped complaining about everything that the referee them call, he's unstoppable. And I notice as of lately he has been listening to what us the fans have been saying, and he's not been complaining as much about them, and he has been unstoppable. And like I said, as the captain, he led by example, and all the other guys they follow. It was great to see Luke Shaw back on the pitch. It's good. That's good for United and that's good for England. We know that Zergsky is out for the rest of the season. And, Ireland, he did what he could do. There was a couple of chances that where he should have got the ball back, and he showed his frustration in the game. But like I said, every single Manchester United fan, and only Manchester United can produce moments like these. Like, what everyone is talking about, what happened in '99. I didn't see that with my own two eyes, in the moment I saw it on replays and stuff like that. But like I said, as a Manchester United fan, as a football fan on a whole, and I'm telling you, all of them Liverpool and Arsenal and Chelsea and Newcastle, all of them guys who thought they were better than to watch that game last night, you guys missed out on one of the greatest show that's happened in football in a long, long time. That was a performance. And I feel sorry for the Leon players because at the end of the day, they're at the losing end of it. But you know what? To say they went down to 10 men and they put on a performance like that, it was worth it. It was worth it. All of you guys can hold your head up and say, you know what? We went down to 10 men and we gave Manchester United the fight of their life. And the guys of Manchester United, we can say, you guys, you did it. You did it. And it was amazing. And we loved it. All of the fandom, we loved it. And that's going to stick in our memories forever and ever. That photo of that young lad and his dad, is gonna be a symbolic moment in Manchester United history. I want to see that every time I tour the grounds. I want to see that photo of them too somewhere put up near in the trophy rooms, and that shows what Manchester United, the family, the team, the love that people, that us as fans has got for that team through thick and thin. And that's the reason why we curse the players them. You wouldn't hear Roy Keane or Gary Neville or, Paul Scholes or Rio Ferdinand, all of them stars from back in the day. You won't hear none of them curse Manchester United if they didn't have the passion and the love for the team. And we just want to see them I just want my team to be where they belong, at the top of everything. Because, Fergie's gone and the glory days are gone, but we want them back. And Ruben Amorim, we need to give him the opportunity. You can see flashes of what his vision is, and you can see some of the players they're starting to get it. Some of them are starting to get into the system. And we know some of them might be an overall, depends on the money that they got, and players are gonna be moving here and there, and everybody's saying that they need a striker and stuff like that. And that position that Kobe Mainoo played last night, that was a nice position for him. He loved it. Amorim said that, because of his injuries, a bit slow, not as fast as he was supposed to be, but, he did play that role, and he played that role really good. And, oh my gosh, it was like a strike of gold when he put, Capo up at the top. Trust me. Them 2 goals is gonna go down, just like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's goal in '99. That goal there by Harry Maguire is gonna be, put in the history books, in Manchester United history books. That is gonna go down like that. And we're through, and hopefully we can make it to the final and win that final and make it into the Champions League that way, because we need Champions League football. It was amazing. Oh, don't tell me this shit.